you guys are doing well today. We are going to look at a specific type of transformations. We are looking at reflections. So we have 4 different parent functions. There are so many more different types of parent functions. These are just the ones that we're focusing on today. And we are going to look at reflecting these functions over the x-axis and the y-axis. So here's our x-axis right here. And to reflect over the x-axis, that means you're going to take all these positive y values and reflect it over below, so you now have negative y values. So I'm going to look at one of these as y equals instead of f of x equals. It's just another way of saying the same thing. And the reason I'm looking at it like this is because, again, I'm going to change from positive y's to negative y's or vice versa. So this will change the sign on my y value, which that changes the side of the entire left side of the equation. And I have to do the same thing on both sides of my equation. So I will change the sign on the x squared as well. Okay, so this will make it reflect over the x-axis, and I'm going to algebraically write this as a new function. I'll call it the g of x function. You can call it whatever. My g of x, my new function, is a negative x squared. Again, the negative is telling me that I have reflected over my x-axis. So I'm going to take these points, 0, 0. It's actually on the x-axis, so it's not going to go anywhere. But the point 1, 1, that is a distance of 1 away from the x-axis. So it will have to go the same distance, but below the x-axis. So it will get to this point 1, negative 1. Okay, so I'm going to graph that one. Keep it going here. This is the point 2, 4. It is a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4 above the x-axis. So it would go the same distance, just below the x-axis. It should end up going down 1, 2, 3, 4 below the x-axis. Okay, so I get to point 2, negative 4. Now this graph is symmetrical. So this negative 1, 1 point, it is a distance of 1 away. It will go a distance of 1 below the x-axis. And same thing with the 2, 4. It's still a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will go 4 below the x-axis. There's the shape of this reflected parabola, and the same rule applies to pretty much all of these. So let's look at doing pretty much the exact opposite. We're going to reflect over the y-axis right here. That means you're going to go from positive x's. If those turned into negative x's, you reflected over the y-axis. Okay, so pretty much all of these, actually these 3 functions are totally symmetrical over the y-axis. Like if I take the right side and I flip it over to the left, it's actually going to look exactly the same on these symmetrical ones. So this f of x equals x, that's probably the only one that would actually give you a different graph. So let's take a look at this one. If I, again, reflect over the y-axis, I'm changing from a positive x to a negative x, changing the sign of my x. So that would be in function notation. I would have a negative on the x, on both sides, negative on the x. So that means I'm going to call it a new function again. I'll call it g of x. G of x equals a negative x in this case. It'll still be a straight line, but it is a reflected line. If I'm reflecting over the y-axis, then this 0, 0 point that's on the y-axis, it doesn't really go anywhere, it's still there. But the point 1, 1, that was a distance of 1 from the y-axis, so I will then go a distance of 1 on the other side of the y-axis. I got the point negative 1, 1. Really, for a straight line, I could be done now. I need 2 points for a straight line, but let's kind of keep this going and see if we get that graph. So this point right here, negative 1, negative 1, it is a distance of 1 from the y-axis again, so I will go a distance of 1 on the other side of the y-axis. So I get the point 1, negative 1. I can pick any of these points, really. Maybe I pick this point down here. That is a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left side of the y-axis. So I'll have to go the same distance. I'll have to go a distance of 4 on the right side of the y-axis. Okay, these are all in a straight line. Again, I really only needed 2 points, but that's okay. So here is our line that was reflected over the y-axis. All right, I hope this is helpful, and have a good day, you guys.